Whenever you go on YouTube or any kind of social media these days, you are immediately confronted by a whole host of extremely charismatic people. It seems like they can reel off every sentence perfectly, as if they were born with this incredible skill of speaking to the camera. You could easily be mistaken for thinking that a lot of these YouTubers have a background in public speaking or even in TV or film. Because when you try and do it, it never seems to go that smoothly. You're always tripping over your words, you're sweating under the lights, and nothing seems to go to plan. And you end up doing a few takes and thinking, maybe it's not for me. So although the biggest YouTubers have developed incredible skills when it comes to speaking to the camera, there are reasons for that. So this could range from creating a really simple and comfortable filming environment, script writing, and then also just putting in the hours. So in this video, I'm going to cover a few different areas which will hopefully get you to where you want to be when it comes to talking to the camera. And at the end, I'll show you the reality of what goes into creating videos like this and getting the footage that you're seeing right now. Now, if you've ever tried to do a vlog in public, you'll know just how uncomfortable that feels, talking off the cuff, holding your camera out here, and being in the public eye. If that's your thing, then more power to you. I really do respect it and kind of envy it as well. But if you're trying to create content which is maybe a little bit more long form, where you can sit down, relax, and get your points across, then hopefully I've got some advice for you. So creating a setting where you can feel at ease is really important. So try and make sure it's somewhere where you feel comfortable and hopefully somewhere where you won't be interrupted. So I'll just run through this current setup that I've got going on right now, which I'm sure is going to evolve over the next year or so, but at the moment it seems to suit me quite well. In terms of the backdrop, I've just picked shooting into the corner of the room so you get a little bit of depth. Although it isn't really in focus, you can kind of see my desk here. I've got a few plants and then my monitor, and that's pretty much it. Behind my desk you can see a light strip, but you could easily use something like a lamp or a candle. It's nighttime as I record this, so it's just good to get a little bit of light in the background. And I've turned the main lights off just because they're really warm and it's not a great look. So with my lighting, I keep it really simple. It is just an aperture 120D on a C-stand and a light dome 2 attachment. Nice big source light, keeps it nice and soft. Maybe in another video I'll talk about how to shoot a talking headpiece like this in detail, but for the moment I'm just trying to get across the idea that if you've created a look that you're quite happy with, you feel comfortable, and you're in a nice peaceful setting, hopefully that will make it a lot easier for you to just relax and be able to chat to the camera. I usually boom in a microphone for the cleanest sound. That's what I'm doing right now. It's literally just here. But you could easily use a shotgun mic on top of your camera, a clip-on microphone, or like you might have seen me use before, holding an external recorder. I can definitely see how that could be quite useful, just being able to click a button, all the lights come on, press record, and then you're into it. Whenever I shoot these videos, I have to get all of the equipment out from scratch. I have to take it all out of the box, set it up, and try and finesse all the lighting and things like that. But I do know of people that try and keep all of their equipment out. I can't really do that because of my job. All this equipment comes with me in the car every time I go and shoot, so it's a bit trickier for me, but I definitely have heard good things about people that can create like a YouTube filming setup in like the corner of their room. They get it like on one of those remotes where you can just press a button and it all pops on, and then yeah, just press record and you're ready to go.
My entire studio at home is run through one of these. So I go in and I just press 1, 2, 3, 4, and everything comes on. It was super effortful for me to set up the camera, and I'm going to do the thing, and I'm already trying to learn to do YouTube, and it's terrifying, and I'm looking into this black lens and it stares back at me.
Friction.
Precisely.
So everybody's different when it comes to scripts, but for me personally, I do find it a lot easier if I can refer to something as I go. It allows me to sort of get clear on what my idea is and how I can present it in the best way. Sometimes a bullet point can be enough just to trigger a thought and then you can go off on that, but I know a lot of YouTubers write a really detailed script for each video and it's never far away when it comes to filming. So mine's always open on my laptop, which is sat on a small table next to the camera, literally right here at the moment. I basically just attempt each paragraph a few times until I get it right, and then I'll move on to the next one. And then when it comes to editing, I'll put it all together to create the illusion that I'm a really well-spoken and articulate person, when in reality, I'm an awkward mess. And I'll show you proof of that later on. So my biggest tip when it comes to writing would probably be just to write it how you really do talk. I think from education, we've all got used to writing in a way which is probably a little bit too formal. Maybe it's from work when you write emails, it comes across, it's just not really how we speak, is it? So yeah, just try and write it how you would actually deliver it when you talk. I think that way you can keep it as authentic as possible. I usually have a sentence or a paragraph to go off of, and if I deliver it word for word, then great, but usually I'll freestyle it a little bit and end up adding in a few extra words. I think it's really important to understand that as humans, this is not natural for us. We're used to using things like tone of voice, facial expressions, and body language to determine how we speak to people. So to take all that away and replace it with a camera lens is pretty strange. And that's why so many people will just tell you, pretend like it's a person and not a camera, but that's easier said than done. When it comes to any skill, it really is down to putting the hours in and getting the work done. Yes, some people are going to have an edge over you with their personality and things like that, but it really does all come down to the hours that you're going to put into it. If you've ever struggled with talking to the camera and you think it might not be for you, just try and think about how many hours these top YouTubers really do put into it. And the progression is there for you to see, by the way, so just go on your favorite YouTuber, scroll all the way back 6-7 years maybe, and you're going to see a totally different person.
Part of the reason why I wanted to make this YouTube channel is for those of you struggling and who want to get to a position where you're filmmaking and you're taking photos and you're making a living doing all this stuff. So what if I told you time isn't the issue, and it's the fact that you're not making your passion projects a priority?
You could also, if you want to follow along with my future adventures, feel free to hit that subscribe button.
I promise you, whatever gear you have, even if it's a phone, right now is enough to make something and connect with a potential audience.
And to finish the video, I just want to point out one thing. When you speak to the camera, you're the one that experiences your mistakes. You're the one that trips over your words, and you really do feel every stutter that you make. We never really get to see that online because that footage just gets deleted really quickly, and it's easy to assume that that just doesn't happen. And for a bit of perspective, I don't know how long this video is going to be as I'm recording it now. At the moment, I've been recording for 45 minutes. This video might only be 5-6 minutes long, I don't know, but yeah, that's the reality. So in the name of authenticity, here is the reality of talking to the camera. My biggest tip when it comes to writing scripts would be to write it how you actually speak. I think we've all got a tendency, whether it's from education or when we. My biggest tip when it comes to My biggest tip when it comes to writing would be to write in the house. I'll walk you through the setting that I've got right now. I'm gonna walk you through the set. I'm gonna walk you through the setting which I've created. So I'm gonna run through the setting that I've created here.